So, I already talked about Frank Reich and saying that it's ridiculous how the Colts have started, but now it's time to start talking about Chris Ballard too. He's on a little bit of a longer leash right now, but he has not hit. He has not. What he has said has not shown on the field. What he has done, has not shown on the field. We're sick and tired of hearing the same nonsense over and over and over again. Oh, this Colts wide receiver room has plenty of depth. These guys don't need a veteran. Reggie Wayne is a veteran. They're fine. Offensive line is fine. Paying Big Q. You can't let a generational guy not get paid. I know I'm saying the complete opposite of what I said a couple days ago about Quentin Nelson, but now I realize when you could have gotten a guy like Trent Armstead, but you pay Quentin Nelson $20 million instead, when guard is much less valuable than having an all-pro left tackle. It's just Chris Ballard is very good at drafting. He's very good at staying patient. Very good at pulling off insane trades. But he can't hit home at the premium positions. He can't provide weapons for the quarterback. He can't provide players for the trenches. I mean, come on. You preach the trenches every damn week, every damn year. Oh, you get these trenches right. Build it from the ground up. Offensive line, defensive line. We're going to build this thing right. Well, you can't even build what you're preaching about. So, how are your players going to believe you? How are your players going to have any faith in you when you can't even do what you're set out to do? What your main goal is, you can't even complete it. How are grown men being paid millions of dollars going to want to follow you, going to want to believe in you? Same thing with Frank Reich. Frank Reich holds his team. No one holds his team with accountability. Jim Irsay needs to send a message. He needs to give rid of Frank Reich. Bring up John Fox. The guy is in the building. The guy is brought in the building this offseason. And John Fox led two of their teams to the Super Bowl. They didn't win the Super Bowl. Led teams to the Super Bowl. Denver Broncos and the Carolina Panthers. So, I like to give Chris Ballard and his talent another coach that can pep them up. That can make sure that they're not going to pull this crap again. You'd think, after last season, coming out of Jacksonville with that kind of loss, that they're going to come out the way they did this season. It's kind of sad. This roster is talented, okay? Give Chris Ballard that. Has done an amazing job drafting. He's smart. But he can't hit at the most important positions. He can't hit at the premium positions. Can't hit on wide receiver. You drafted Michael Pittman Jr. That's it. No one else in the wide receiver position. You're okay with a tight end that can't even get 400 yards a year. You're okay with... It's just so aggravating. Chris Ballard is 41, and 1. And don't get me wrong. He has had some phenomenal moments. Some phenomenal off seasons. But it's not enough. Not consistent enough in the positions that we really need. He continues to ignore the wide receiver position. I get it. He did draft Alec Pierce. But you also could have had Sky Moore. Much more polished. Better hands. Sky Moore would have never dropped what Alec Pierce dropped last week. Would have never dropped it. It's just crazy that we thought Chris Ballard was just this genius. But he completely gaslighted us. As I said, he's smart. He's a smart guy. But he can't hit where it matters most. Sick and tired of the old, danky, yet Band-Aid fixes at quarterback. Quarterback and cornerback. You know, everywhere. Last year we tried Fisher. How'd that go? And he always stays in-house with players that he knows. He's not risky enough. Go look at the Denver Broncos. No. Go look at what the Miami Dolphins did this offseason. Go and look what they did. Go and look at the Bengals last year. They have amazing weapons. Good pass rushes. Offensive lines, they're decent. They're not top 10. But it gives the quarterbacks enough time to throw these receivers that are elite after the catch. The Colts have none of that. The Dolphins, look what they went out and did. They went out and they risked it all. They traded a lot for Tyreek Hill. And look at how much the Bengals invested into their wide receiver core. Higgins was a decently high selection. Jamar Chase was number 6 overall selection. It's just, you can't make this stuff up. You know, you have to be more risky sometimes. You have to get some weapons. This game is not, it's not 1983. It's not 1990s or the 80s or the 70s. It's 2023. No, it's 2022, Chris Ballard. You can't win football with paying your offensive line an insane amount of money with the top 2 running back. Technically, you could. You know, you'd rather have a top 2 running back. You'd rather have a top 2 player at every position. But it's just not feasible. It's just not sustainable, money-wise. You know, he has everything backwards. 20 years ago, this team would be a Super Bowl contender year in and year out for how nasty they play. I mean, look at San Fran. They play nasty. They have Jimmy G. Those last few years, and they still went further. This year they have Trey Lance. But they traded up for Trey Lance, right? Yeah, they traded up in the draft for the guy. The Colts need to stop bringing in these wet, old, danky Band-Aids for fixes everywhere. Eric Fisher, Matt Ryan, Phillip Rivers. I get it. When you have a Hall of Fame talent quarterback, a former number 1 overall quarterback, one of the best prospects in NFL history in Andrew Luck, and he retires 2 weeks before the season, I get it. It's difficult. But suck it up. Tried with Jacoby, didn't work. I was okay with that. You tried with Rivers for a year. Okay, we thought we were ready. We weren't. Carson Wentz, we thought we were ready, but we weren't. This year, still not ready. It's been, what, since 2019? So it's around 3-4 years. Luck has been gone. Jacoby, Rivers, Wentz, 3. This would make it the 4th year. You have to suck it up, move on, and find the guy. I get Chris Ballard wants to find the right guy instead of just picking and bringing a guy. But you have to take a chance. Look what the Bears did. They traded up for Justin Fields. The Texans traded up for Deshaun Watson. I'm pretty sure the Chiefs traded up for Patrick Mahomes. The Ravens traded up for Lamar Jackson. You have to go get the guy. You have to be aggressive. And you're paying your guard $20 million a year when I already, I know I already said this, but Teron Armstead is out there. He was. Dolphins signed him. It's so aggravating. So aggravating. When you see other teams getting it figured out in 2-3 years, and they're actually making progress. We're not. We've been in the same spot for the last 3 years. What? We went 10-6, 7-9, 11-5, 9-8. That sounds like pure mediocrity to me. Chris Ballard's tenure has been pure mediocrity. He's great at drafting, great at trading, good at being patient with free agents, but Justin Houston was a Thankyou wet old Band-Aid. Didn't last long. I hate to be disrespectful to players. That's not my point. These players were decent players when they were brought in, but they're not the fixes you're looking for. When you keep bringing in Band-Aids, right, and then you just have more problems next year, right? Because you're fixing it for 1 year, and then as seasons go on, you find that you have more problems. So when you keep Band-Aiding and the seasons keep going on, the list of needs continues to grow. It's aggravating, man. I'm willing to give Chris Ballard a lot more, a much longer leash than Frank Reich. I'm done with Frank Reich. Frank Reich could be out the door in 2 minutes, could be out the door in 3 minutes. I wouldn't give two flying frickin' frazzle frizzles. Wouldn't care. He needs to go. Frank Reich, Chris Ballard, amazing people. Amazing human beings. But someone needs to be held accountable. I think Frank Reich is the first guy that has to go. I'm not saying that Chris Ballard is the guy at general manager. Just, I want to see another head coach in there with the talent that's there. This team, very talented physically. They don't have the right mindset. They can't stay consistent. They don't have the mentality. They just don't. They have the physical ability to be a great football team. But just can't get there. So that's where I'm going to end it off there. Thank you for tuning into the JDW Sports Talk Show, where your fans welcome. Hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, if you made it to the end, comment down John Fox. John Fox over Frank Reich. That's how I know you made it to the end. So if you enjoyed, make sure to like, subscribe. Put the post notification bell on so we'll send future videos. This is JDW Sports Talk Show. Signing off.